This time I got every major Minecraft update. No, we don't have beta 1.7.3 in here, even though it would be S tier, and that's because they only added pistons really, and that doesn't substitute for a huge update. So, first of all, alpha 1.2.0 added the nether, completely shaped up the game to what it is today. Although the nether didn't really receive any updates up until 1.16, excluding the nether fortress, it was pretty massive when it came out. The things it did was reduce the world size. Now you could travel in the nether only 8 blocks, and when sprinting was added that was even easier. It reduced the necessity for making rails between bases. Instead of keeping everything overworld, it got stuck in the nether because that would be quicker. I honestly think this update kinda ruined some parts of the game that were pretty major, and the game doesn't need nether. It still doesn't need nether. If 1.16 never came out and 1.2 never came out, it would still be a great game. It's not like the nether adds anything of great importance. It's a cool dimension, but it has way too many drawbacks for being a good update, so I'm gonna put it into C. I completely understand why some people, to this day by the way, still play alpha 1.1.2, the update before this, which is absolutely crazy to think about. But one of the major reasons why is the nether. Beta 1.8 or 1.0 is obviously the worst update ever to come out, and it's pretty simple why. It added hunger into the game. I don't really care about sprinting that much, although I wish that minecarts would have maybe gotten a little bit faster because of that. But hunger in itself, when it was added, and almost to this day, is not something that needs to be in the game. Food healing up is a way better mechanic, and even though beta feels kind of clunky to play in some parts, one of the things that feels very smooth is that you can just instant pot a bowl of stew and then go back to fighting your enemy. Dragon at this point as well, let me remind you, up until 1.9, is absolutely horrendous. He just dived into the ground, he had almost no attacks, it was very unfinished. The enchantment system was absolute garbage, requiring 50 levels to get one enchantment at random, taking all your levels, and it was only a minor boost to your tool. So if you enchanted your pickaxe, for example, 50 levels gone down the drain, you could have gotten an Unbreaking 2 Efficiency 1 pickaxe from that. Absolutely horrendous. Very bad update. It felt very rushed and unfinished, and it added some stuff that to this day I think made the game worse. 1.4.2 added the wither, which I think is a decent mechanic. The beacons are pretty cool, like for base building. It's one of those incentive progressions that if you're gonna have progressions in the game, the wither is one of the good ones. You need to farm a bit to get to a boss, and if you beat the boss you get a reward. You can do it many times. It's a bit annoying maybe after the first 2 ones, but you can make a farm for it, which is very good. And the wither in itself is a very cool fight the first time you did it, and I think it's a decent update. A tier, sure, why not? Then we have 1.5, the redstone update. It added some very essential blocks for redstone. The hopper is one of them, and the redstone obviously wouldn't be what it is today if this update wasn't pushed. Redstone is a very huge part of the game today, and this is the reason why, so I think it's an S tier update. For sure. 1.0.1, the horse update. Well, today it's absolutely useless. It added a mechanic that made another one obsolete, that being minecart. I think it's a trash update. The horses are cool, I guess, for children, but it's absolute garbage that they destroy another feature to add a new one. That shouldn't happen. Then we have 1.7.2, the update that changed the world. This added a bunch of new biomes to the game, and 1.7.10 is obviously one of the biggest modding updates out there. I think that this was a decent update. I think it's just a mid-tier. It has stuff that needed to be in the game, but they're not huge or important of any kind. It's just a mid-update. It's not good, it's not bad. It's stuff that was needed for the game. Then we have 1.8, the bountiful update. Of course, all PvPers, I know you're stuck in this version playing still, but it didn't add that great PvP that was already in the game from before. What it did add was some very minor stuff that just should have been in 1.7 to begin with. The coolest thing to be added in this update was slime blocks, so maybe it should actually be here, but still, 1.8 is not an S tier update because it didn't add the stuff that makes the PvP great. Okay, that was already in the game. It's just the last update that had it. 1.9, the combat update. Well, do I need to say anything else? The one thing it did good is the dragon. The light rust ruined everything. Like, what was the point of adding a horse 3 updates earlier when you're gonna make that obsolete? What is the point of ruining the PvP? To this day, people are still playing 1.8 for the old PvP. Like, that is just crazy to think about. This is 10 years ago now. That says something about the update. 1.10, Frostburn, Polar Bear, I think the ice biome. I mean, do you even remember this? It's just a mid-update. It didn't add anything good. It didn't add anything bad. 1.11, Exploration. I think this added in the mansion, right? And the Totem of Undying as a mechanic, I think is kind of bullshit. Like, it's not hardcore if you get an extra life every time you die. I honestly think it's just below mid, because the mansions aren't a very cool structure in itself. Maybe the first time you found a mansion and ran around in it, it was cool discovering all the rooms. But do you do that now? No. It's just a below mid update. 1.12, the World of Color. This update we were stuck in for I don't know how long. It felt like Minecraft was having an identity crisis at this point and didn't really know what to add. It still has, by the way, but it's just that at this point they kind of got stuck or something, or just too comfortable with winning. 1.12 in of itself is it's just a below mid update. I guess it's a mid update. It didn't add anything good, nothing bad. I have some fond memories of 1.12 obviously from 2B2T, but that doesn't have anything to do with the update really. It didn't add anything that was mega important for it. 1.13 update Aquatic. I think it's slightly above mid, and that's for the reason that the water was bad before this point. You had no incentive to go in. You still don't, but you can see it's populated, okay? Actually, it's a mid update. What am I saying? Like, all the stuff it added, are you ever using the sea shard thing and playing underwater? No, you're not, because it's super clunky to build in water. Even if you have infinite breath, you can't live underwater in Minecraft. It's just way too clunky. And the fucking drown that sharpels you when you start a new world at 20 miles per hour with the fucking trident things just killing you. No, it's a mid update. It's pretty, but that's it. And I like dolphins. Village and Pillage, I mean, it's another mid update. I don't know what to say. It's just added the new villager trading is cool, but it's also at the same time just breaks the game. Like at this point I kind of lost interest because all of these updates in a row, as you can see, were pretty mid. They added stuff, sure, and didn't feel well thought out. Like, the only thing that the villager trading system changes did was break the game, because now you can get mending on everything, and your character progression is stuck to a new system and you forget about the old ones. 1.15 Bussy Bees. I guess bees are cool. Or again, it's a mid update. It didn't add anything good or anything bad. 1.16 Nether update. Finally something good. Yes, I talked about the Nether not being needed in Minecraft. I still believe that. But if you're gonna have the Nether in Minecraft, the Nether update for sure made that better. Like, the Nether up until this point was such a wasteland, and you had nothing to do there except farm the skulls and the blazes and everything. Build farms, that was it. Now it actually felt like a place you could be in and live in, and you can build nether bases now. I don't think anyone still does, but you can, because it's pretty now. Okay, I think this is an S tier update for sure. Actually, I'm gonna do the double one here, 1.17 and 1.18. I think it's a good update if you combine them. In of themselves, I can't really rate them. Again, it's another one of these 1.0 updates. Why not just finish it and then push it out? Like, you waited years for the next update at 1.12. Why couldn't you wait a few more months because before pushing it? Whatever. It added the world height difference, and it made the goats and the underground biomes and everything. I think it's a good update. It's not an S tier update, but it's pretty close when you combine them. I just wish they would have handled it a bit better. Next up, you have the wild update. update. I have to search it up. That might be saying something. I can't really remember. The mangrove swamp, the deep dark, and new mobs like the warden and froze. Yeah, those aren't really anything of. It's just mid. Like the warden is cool, sure. But at the same time, does he add a lot to the game? The deep dark feels unfinished except for the skulk sensors. The only reason you go down there is to quickly grab some experience from mining those glow orb things, okay? It's just a mid update. They could have implemented it so much better. 1.20 trials and tales. I think this is a good update. The sniffer can go fuck themselves, but I think the no, I'm mixing it up with tricky trials. Yeah, no, this is below mid. You're not using the stuff they added in this update. Go and check it out. You're not using them. Tricky trials, this is what I mix it up with. This is a cool update. It added the maze, very cool. It added the trials and the trial spawners. It added an incentive to actually go and fight these things. It's a very good update. It's almost S tier. The thing that it's lacking though is replayability. Once you've gotten your maze and once you've gotten a bunch of breeze charges, you're not going to head down there again. Okay. Next up is 1.21.2. This added the bundles. Finally, it's been in the game for a long time, but they added it here. It's just mid. 1.21.4, the Garden Awakens. I think this is cool. There is a mod in the beta times. There was an angel, okay? And whenever you looked at her, she stood still, and when you looked away, she would run at you. Sounds familiar? Yeah, it's basically this mod, right? And back in the day, we said that this should be in the game, because it's such a cool mechanic that you can see this character run up on you like that. And it finally did. So I think it deserves to go above mid. Spring to Life 1.21.5. I don't even remember this update. I think it added the mob variants, which already is in a bunch of mods, and I think it added leaves as well. Like, it's not a... I don't know. It deserves to go in mid. It deserves to go in mid because it's just... Sure, it's somewhat cosmetic and cool, right? But they spent a lot of resources and time doing this instead of adding something to the game that actually mattered. And the same goes for Chase the Skies. Are you using the ghasts? Are you? Really? Because the last time I checked, you tame one ghast or bring one ghast back with you or whatever, and then you're not gonna use this anymore, because why would you? You have an elytra and there's no reason to ride a ghast. Copper Age, Copper Golem, and Copper Tools, right? I think this is a good update. It's not S, but the Copper Golems are very cool, and the Copper Tools, I think they're neat. They're not anything special. Maybe they could have actually changed the progression with the Copper Tools. That would have been better, but no. It's just a decent update. It's good. Okay. Months of Mayhem. Yeah, no. Again, mid. You're not gonna use this. Why would you? You're gonna try it once and then you're gonna stick to your elytra, because the elytra ruins everything. All of these updates, by the way, would have been way better if the elytra wasn't in the game. It's so sad. Like the trident and the ghast and the... spear movement thing and the Nautilus, all of them would have been way better if the elytra wasn't in the game. That's how trash this update is. I'm even gonna do this. There we go. I think that's even better. That's how bad this is. And just for that, I'm actually gonna move this up, because they're very cool mounts. And if you're playing on a server that disallows the elytra or something like that, you're gonna use this. Same goes. Maybe the upgrade aquatic actually deserves an A as well. No, those fucking... No, it's a made update. But this definitely deserves to go up. For sure. They deserve it. Okay, next up, 26.1 Tiny Takeover. Yeah, it's cute. I get it. It's not for me, but I can see the reason why they did it. Sure, why not? 26.2 Chaos Cubed. Yeah, it's a cool minigame thing. I don't see people using this in the survival worlds. You're not gonna go out of your way to grab a Chaos Cube if you don't build a minigame, okay? And the minigame is probably better to do in multiplayer anyway. So, it's an A update. I'm happy with this list. You can agree with me, you cannot. Let me know in the comments why, and if that's the case, okay? And fuck all of you. I am a beta 1.7.3 player for life, for a reason, and I see you in the next video. Goodbye.